Hello, everybody. Welcome to On the Sport, and I am Pranav Unnikrishnan. And joining me are two Manchester United fans to talk about their noisy neighbours, Manchester City, and what's happened with them over the last how many ever days it has been. Manchester City, Man Cheater City, have been found out of financial fraud, a lot of other accusations, 100 of them, I think, apparently, Sky Sports is to be believed. So we have a United fan by the name of Rohit who is very upset that Man City has violated a bunch
Yeah.
of rules. Then we
Yeah.
have this other United fan, and here's the thing: I realized that it would have been better to get a City fan instead of him. But then, if a United fan has, let's just say, a slightly different opinion on the whole thing, it would be spicier to get him on. So Rohit, the Man United fan, who is let's say going to talk about Man City being banned, and the other one, Danish Rumane, who is going to offer a little bit another perspective on the financials and the rule breaking and the general impact money has on football. In essence, just going to counter Rohit. So yeah, let's get into the whole thing. Welcome to the both of you. I hope you're doing
Hello.
well. Premier League, not a tight race, top four. And then yeah,
I think
Justin.
so. I mean, like I always I like to see City just be like just because the thing is Manchester City is obviously very new, and for 6 years, 7 years they have been without doubt the best club in the league and probably even the world. Pep Guardiola, and they were like a force to reckon. They are a force to reckon with, and especially us being, the red side of Manchester, and then not really standing a chance against them for so many years. So, and it was really happy to see something finally good come for United, and which is also as a plus being against City. So this season has already been so good for United. I mean, I absolutely love this season. Eric Ten Hag, the Marcus Rashford's form, everyone just playing so good. Casemiro, Lisandro Martinez, but this was like that cherry on top. Not only United is playing good, but City is. I can see something happening against Manchester City, and then that was like, yeah, I'm impressed, and that's really good. Something good is happening. I can see good things happening for United and bad things happening for City. So yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, nice.
I'm not really sure if I can constitute bad things happening for City as being good things for United, considering yeah, it does raise the question of were those championships bought, which I do not agree to completely because there had to be a team that played on the field and that scored those goals, defended, and like last season they hounded Liverpool like no one's business. And Liverpool, I think one of the reasons Liverpool is doing so badly this season is because how categorically they were pressurized by City to an extent where they just broke. They literally broke Jurgen Klopp and Liverpool. So I, as a viewer of the sport, as a lover of football, and especially as a lover of specifically as a lover of English Premier League, um, I think it's not the best because I don't I just think this is it's a witch hunt because a few days ago there was a white paper which was going to be released by uh, 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 for the government where it was going to be giving directions to possible legislations on the on English Premier League. Basically, the government or UK government wanted to bring the English Premier League into the purview of its own purview and regulations, which does not bode well for the organization that manages the Premier League, that's the FA, which means that there's some dead skeletons there too. They are trying to hide something because if they want to, if they made a statement basically on Wednesday. I think it was supposed to get come out the white paper. Now it's been pushed. So they came out with this thing, 100 charges. Honestly, some of the charges are ridiculous about the length of the grass and things, and some of the charges are absolutely spot on in terms of like how they inflated the revenue and they made payments which were illegal, and obviously those are criminal charges, and if they are proven true, obviously there has to be something to be done. But
Repercussions,
100
yeah,
is just
for sure.
a 100, the number 100 is just a something to get the media talking about. Oh, there are 100 charges against them because some of them are ridiculous. to be honest. Second, the timing of it is very, it's susceptible for me to be wary of why now at this point. And third is they want to not be regulated by the government, which is okay to a certain degree. But look what happened to the BCCI. BCCI was an unregulated body, and it was being run like a personal business by a certain India Cements chairman, which then led to the Supreme Court having to come in and step in and do the cleanup there. So I'm sure there are some skeletons and corruptions there too in the FA. And I do not think having a not having a Man City around will just hamper the league. Man City has given us Erling Haaland. We get to see him play week in week out. We get to see Kevin De Bruyne play week in week out. There's a good football. Not this season. This season they've been shit. But seasons before this, they were playing some really good, attractive football, and their rivalry with Liverpool and how tough it was just a good league to follow.
It
It
was a
meant
good
something.
sight to see. Yeah, it was
Yeah,
good
it
football
was
from both
good.
sides.
Exactly. I wouldn't want us to be in the English league to be like the French league or the Germans or the Spanish league, where in total I
The
cannot name
Spanish league.
more than four clubs. I cannot name more than four clubs in all these four leagues who can win titles. Honestly, here I can name with Newcastle coming in, possible investment. There are seven clubs fighting for the title. Seven clubs. That's about
Yeah,
35% of the entire league
yeah. The way
is a
Brighton
potential
has been
title
playing
winner.
as well. Yeah,
Yeah, but honestly, on a long term, like sustaining a run with multiple trophies to look after, let's be honest, there are about seven teams which can compete for trophies, and that's 35% of the league. This makes it
Yeah.
more exciting. This makes United's achievement of becoming third this season even better.
even better. Yeah,
If it ends up being at second, unrelated reasons of because Man City is playing shit and they still have to play Arsenal twice, and City fans are just taking it like, oh, we'll win. I doubt Arteta is going to let it go that easily. But yeah, let's. So, all in all, I would think bad for Man City is not exactly, it does not equal to good for United. Also, Rohit, there is some bit of news that came out about 12 hours ago. Qatari consortium of very wealthy
yeah, yeah, yeah. Of
individuals
course.
are
Yeah,
looking to
But
to buy
buy.
Manchester United.
personally, before we get to that, right, because obviously
Yeah.
that's like another level of
Yeah,
discussion. So basically, my question to the both of you is, like, you see, if they are found guilty, I'm assuming you both want them punished, right? Because obviously, it's something that does
for
not
sure.
bode well for sporting laws and the fairness of the sport and all that. But there have been multiple conversations regarding what kind of punishment they deserve. Like, is it relegation? Is it points deductions? Is it a transfer ban? Is it all three of them? Is it just dissolve the club? Because some people are just extremists in the sport. So it's like, what punishment do you think is ideal? Tell me why you think it's ideal and why it's better for the league or something like he said. So Rohit, you go first.
So I think obviously people were saying that you can like just rid them of their titles, which is absolutely hilarious. You can't do that. Like I just don't. On the first hand, I don't want them to like give their titles to United and Liverpool. Like three, I think three each to United and Liverpool. I don't want that to
Yeah, but
happen because I don't want us to win by default.
imagine Solskjaer being a Premier League winning coach.
Imagine, no, 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 hold on. Imagine Phil Jones being a Premier League winner.
Phil Jones is
Imagine
the
Phil
Premier League winner
Jones.
under Sir Alex.
Yeah,
Yeah,
He's
but
won
but he
titles under
was
Sir Alex.
no, but I'm saying Phil Jones in that era when we didn't have better players with Sir Alex's time. I'm saying Sir Alex. I mean, I know he got Phil Jones he's been there for a long time, but I'm saying that when when Jose and all were there, Phil Jones played a major role, and imagine him being a Premier League winner. So that's, I mean, apart from that, I don't want us to win by default because right now I think Ten Hag, the team that he's made, we are maybe not this season. I still have a little faith, but I don't think it might be possible. Let's see. But next season onwards, we are in the running to actually win Premier Leagues. Not only like the Carabao FA, but we are in the running to win big titles. Just be United, like the Manchester United that people actually know off, from Sir Alex's time, from Sir Alex's time, and we can actually get back to that. So I don't want us to win some three titles, just like like hand me down kind of Premier League titles from Manchester City. I think that's one reason, and also secondly, I don't want some of their moments to go away, like the Aguero moment and all, which is I think one of the greatest Premier League moments to like ever have, like just taken place. So like just not having those moments, it will be really bad. So maybe a transfer ban makes sense for like 2 years or something,
I
2 seasons.
I yeah, yeah. So I actually agree with Rohit on this about the trophies. Obviously, this is actually it's a very, very mature stance because hey, A, we did not win them. B, them cheating wasn't the only reason we lost.
Yeah, yeah, we were not that Premier
You,
League winning
uh,
team.
yeah, us and Jose, maybe Sir Alex's team that lost on goal difference, maybe that could be
That's the only
counted
one
as
we can
win.
actually talk about, but still
Yeah,
that's the
and
Aguero
maybe
moment. So
last year's Liverpool lost by
1 point, yeah,
1 point.
on
Yeah.
the
Those
final
are the
day, yeah,
only two ones which you
you can
could
actually
possibly
defend
say maybe some,
because
but that was it. It's there are too many variables for a team to
yeah,
win a Premier League. It's not just money. Pumping in money equals to titles. United would have won at least three more. In my head, yes, there has to be a better. There has to be some
there has to be severe
retribution. But
consequences.
I genuinely do believe I don't see anything wrong with what Man City did by or the investors of Man City did by pumping in the money. Like, in all honesty, if this was a corporate, this was a business, because we should look at football clubs as business because they are serious business. Their employees are earning millions of dollars. Let's be honest, they are businesses, and it's not just the 11 or 23 players that are gaining economic advantage because of them. There are tons of other people, like at least 1,000 or so people in and around who make money because of these clubs existing or being successful or just existing, for example.
Yeah.
So they're economic drivers, so let's look at them as businesses. Why are startups allowed to raise capital and be loss making to go ahead and fight with the bigger guys? Like Flipkart was allowed to be given that much amount of money so that when Amazon does come in, it has an equal footing, a market share or brand name to fight against Amazon. Otherwise,
Yeah.
Amazon would have come in and basically bulldozed everything. Ola versus Uber, the same thing. All these businesses wouldn't exist if the idea of, okay, I'm gonna pump in the money, let it be loss making. I'm just gonna make sure that they get to a level where they eventually start making money. But at this point, let's make them into the best, biggest, most successful businesses they can be. And success not in the parameter of, let's say, financial success, but success in the parameter of whatever, like in the case of Ola, Uber and all these things, products, and in the case of Man City,
Uh,
good football.
but the thing that I have towards that is that it's not so much like you mentioned good examples, but the thing is for Man City, like the reason they're being called out and investigated is because their revenue is not by the books, right? Like the case with Amazon and all that, I'm sure that they have sort of accounting legitimacy to everything. I'm not
No,
saying
no,
that they
no.
don't
That's
do shady
no, no.
stuff.
I'll just finish this off, and before you think that I am defending them using scrupulous tactics, no, I am doubting the root cause of it. Why were they needed to do scrupulous tactics to show that their books had good amount of revenue? Why not let it be treated like a business and say the investor is investing more money into this and pumping more money into this on his own? Like, oh, it's legal, completely legal for an owner to put money into the business, even if it's a loss making business, right?
Yeah.
It's legal.
yeah,
The illegal part came in when they tried to show on the books of accounts that they were profitable and he's not putting in the money, but he was using
yeah,
circumventing and using ways to put in the money. I
Yeah.
am doubting the entire financial fair play. Like, if financial fair play in my head works towards the benefit of the hegemony of the elite clubs that already existed during
Yeah,
the
for sure.
boom of the 90s,
Oh, okay.
Manchester United would not be three clubs. Manchester United, Barcelona, and Real Madrid are three
Oh.
clubs who did really well globally and were
yeah,
doing really well sporting wise in the era
consistently
of 1990 to early
early
2000s. These were
2000s.
the clubs that were doing well, and this is the time when the English Premier League and La Liga opened up it to markets like China and Japan and India eventually, where TV revenue deals and fans and all this was created. Honestly, I do not live in Manchester. No one I know lives in Manchester. The reason I support Manchester United is some point a cousin of mine came in, showed me that this is a good football club. They kept on winning. I wanted to support someone who's winning. That's how I'm a Manchester United fan.
That's
Let's
exactly
be
how I
honest.
felt.
Sitting in Bombay, that 9, 10 year old guy sitting in Bombay had no idea why I should be supporting whom. I didn't know what good football was. I just thought ये जीत रहा है, इसको support करते हैं, and
Yeah, I like see the
that's the
thing is I hear
advantage
that fully,
these
yeah, but
elite clubs have. Like
I
that's the advantage these.
yeah, yeah.
Otherwise,
But
okay.
my
Before
issue
I'll
with
finish off,
the whole Man City thing is like see, you mentioned everything you said is facts, right? Like they were the dominant clubs and they have benefited immensely from FFP. That's correct. FFP has done no favors whatsoever for small clubs.
my point is, if you do not allow, like, this would be the same argument about, like, uh, why can't we, as in, if a new business comes along, the only way to make it compete with a already existing business is to make sure that someone pumps in the money, because you know that the product can be good, and
Hmm.
rivals in the market can help the consumer get a better product because they're competing with one another.
Yeah.
Why would I want, now, as a football fan, I want as many clubs as possible to be fighting for the title. Like, honest to God, as a United fan, I want United to win every year. But as a football fan, and what is the
Want to
prerequisite
make it more
in today's
exciting.
football? What is, oh yeah, exactly, and what is the prerequisite for today's football?
Money.
There you have it. In terms of, like, would I not want to see a Man City? As in, to come back to your question, honestly, what do I think is a good punishment for Man City is, yes, transfer bans for 4 windows. I
Huh.
like that.
Oh,
Maybe a fine which goes into some social sector, like it has to be going into some social sector which helps kids, like, who want to get more across the world or in England itself, why not, or helping referees or the lower leagues improve infrastructure, something like that. Why not a $1 billion fine? Let's do that. Let's do a 4 transfer window ban. Why not? Deduction of
That's
points,
fair.
maybe. Deduction of points, maybe, but I do not
no,
know if
deduction of
that is
points is
okay or
just a
not.
very temporary solution.
Yeah, I
Let's
do not know, but
not try to
and
change the past by removing the titles and giving it to United Liverpool.
no, 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 no,
Let's not
no
try to
title.
reduce points this season because I
No,
mean
no.
whether you
I
want to.
agree. I agree with you where Premier League title should not be taken back, but the Champions League title should be taken back.
Yeah, for
Oh,
sure, dude. Like they've won
they
way too
don't
many
have
Champions
one.
Leagues. No, they've dude, the number of Champions League titles that City have won, like that makes Madrid look like like Spurs.